Hey everybody, how you doing today? Windy day, windy day, windy day. So sorry if the mic is feeling a little windblown today, but beautiful day nonetheless. Out here with my little pug. Hey buddy, you want to say hello? Say hello to the world. You're famous. Well, what's been banging around my head today? Yeah, coronavirus. It is the moment where the internal contradiction of capitalism is manifesting itself not to the fullest of its ability, but it's definitely societies that are not so invested in the idea of free market capitalism are taking care of their citizens, shutting down places, making sure that there's a self-isolation procedure that's followed, ensuring that everyone has the capital and the resources they need in order to pay their bills, in order to move forward. Everything's put on pause. There's no concern about will you be taken care of, what's going to happen next, oh my goodness, how am I going to pay my rent, how am I going to do my bills. And societies that are more capitalist minded and are focused on profit over people are still letting sick people make your food. So you can see where that's going to go. The structural conflict that exists is really coming to a head right now. And people need to be aware of that structural conflict and need to be aware that that structural conflict breeds conflict. But that structural difficulty, the structural ruddering up, breeds antagonism, creates wedges in the society, and is bad for the society in general. And I'm going to spell it out for people who might be scratching their head being like, well, what's this structural inequality that you're talking about? Now, if I'm a business owner, right, if I own property, I own land, right, I'm a capitalist. I own capital. And let's even say that I am the best capitalist that has ever been a capitalist. Sorry, not the best capitalist, but the best person, right? Let's pretend for a minute that there is a capitalist that's a good person. So the capitalist is going on his normal day-to-day life, right? He's got a store, let's say. Any store you like, it doesn't matter, it's all the same. He runs at that store that he operates. You know what, let's actually make it a bit more realistic to what's going on in life. Let's say you're a shareholder, right? That means you don't actually own stores, you own pieces of stores. Right? You're a shareholder, you sit on a board. You're a board of directors. You have taken your money and you use your money to make more money, which is the essence of capitalism, right? You want passive income. You don't want to have to do anything so you can go golfing every day. So you take your income, you take your shares, rather, and you're taking the surplus of what the workers are creating. Right? That's how it goes. It's justified by capitalists by saying, well, I pay them a wage, don't I? I'm paying them for their time. And, well, you're walking into a group of people who are desperate, who have no alternative, who have no leverage in the society, and you're forcing them to, on an individual basis, negotiate terms with you. So, yeah. You're paying them what they have to take. And so the reality is that you will never be paid as a worker for the fullness of your work because a capitalist wants to take some of your surplus labor for himself. That's how capitalism works. And so the capitalist, taking the surplus labor from the workforce, sits in his chair and twiddles his thumbs and does whatever he wants with his time that he's afforded with the luxury of your labor. Meanwhile, the worker needs to struggle for higher wages, needs to struggle for benefits, needs to struggle. This is where unions have come from in the past. And so you see the natural antagonism that exists in the system. Now, this natural antagonism that exists in the system, when put into moments of crisis, reveals itself in fullness. The capitalist doesn't care about the workforce. The capitalist cares about profits. The capitalist will keep workers working in dangerous situations, will attempt to strip benefits, will attempt to strip wages from the worker, while the worker fights in order to gain more benefits, in order to gain more wages, in order to gain these things. And unfortunately, the capitalist is the one that has more of the political leverage, because the capitalist is wealthy and the populace. All the populace has as leverage in the political game of democracy is his vote. That's all. And so the coronavirus comes through, and the workers go, well, I need to stay home. All of the health professionals are telling me to stay home. We need to be healthy. We need to take care of each other. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to make sure that this pandemic that has been declared a state of emergency here in the province of Ontario is a serious thing that we need to look at and we need to deal with. And that's what the workers are saying. The capitalists are saying, stores open, come to work. Stores open, come to work. When can you be here? Can you be here on time? When are you gonna? Because the capitalist isn't the person that's on the front line. Because the capitalist doesn't actually have any skin in the game. The capitalist just wants their numbers to go up. They don't care what's going on between here and there. They don't care about that. They don't care about you, certainly. And they don't care about anything other than the bottom line goes up. Money makes money. And and that's a system that needs to be confronted. And this coronavirus situation is a moment where the society can and should confront it. Because this antagonistic relationship needs to go away for our society to start thriving and to start succeeding. Because you can't have one group of people attempting to exploit and extract as much wealth from another group of people who are fettered to them for their basic survival and expect to have a civil society. This is the great lie whenever fascists and people on the right generally say that leftists need to be more civil. Of course, they say that on the top of a pile of corpses, and being in a civil society, what they're really saying is be obedient. That's what they're saying. So, the coronavirus is a very serious situation. I can't express to you how serious it is. It's already killed more people than the Ebola virus and SARS combined. It's much more contagious. I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, it's only very serious if you're elderly. If you get the coronavirus, there's a high level chance that you will end up with permanent lung damage. This is like saying, oh, let me cut off your big toe. It didn't kill you, right? It can't be that bad. No. No, thank you. Do not cut off my big toe. Thank you very much. This hill. Every time with this hill. Oh, I got a booger. Gross. 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 That is gross. That's super gross. I'll go on this side. I gotta take care of that when I'm home. Sorry. Life is gross. Life is gross. Life is gross. And so we're in a situation here where the governmental response to the coronavirus is inadequate. That polls are coming out showing the Canadians are more or less like, oh, I guess it's okay. I guess it's fine. But that's what happens during periods of crisis. People defer to figures of authority. You can see that over and over in human history. That people defer to authority figures in order, and polls go up during times of war, during times of national crises, and it doesn't really matter what the people in authority do. Their polls go up and people think better of them because they are the authority figure. And so I don't hold much stock in the polls on this particular issue. What I do hold is that they release a statement, the Ford government released a statement saying that this is an emergency. It looks like what Doug Ford wants to do is essentially roll back the cuts that he himself made and then get congratulated for it, which incidentally, Dougie, if you're listening, and I know you are because I'm so important, fuck you. You're not going to get congratulated for putting things back the way they should have been in the first place. Maybe you'll have learned your lesson and grown up a little bit and started acting like a rational adult. I doubt it. I doubt it. When you're done with this premiership, make sure you go back and keep dealing drugs to kids. And Justin Trudeau and the Liberals have been teasing us, have been teasing out this, oh, we have a fiscal plan, we've got a financial plan, it's coming, you guys, we've got a financial plan, you just wait. Oh boy, you wait until you see this plan. It's gonna be a plan, and you're gonna be like, whoa, that's a plan. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Oh, hey, remember that plan I told you about? Boy, do I ever have a plan. Show us the plan. What's the plan? It's done now. Like, you had your moment, you had your time, get to it. Where's the plan? What's the plan? Let's see it. In my view, anything less than a full-blown basic income is bullshit. Like, it's total nonsense. And it's just capitulation to capitalists who don't care about you, who are trying to abandon you. I don't put much stock in the capitalist class. They shouldn't be trusted. They will spread this pandemic around worse and retreat to their bunkers so that the workforce can die off, while they make an extra, 1.2% or something like this. And that's how capitalism works, and we should abandon it because it's abandoning us, and it's obvious. It's right in front of your face. The closure of restaurants here in Ontario, without also closing retail spaces, without also widespread closures, is irresponsible. And I think that we can say that pretty cleanly. And they'll realize how irresponsible it is when the numbers don't improve, when there isn't a decline, when things keep getting worse. First death because of the coronavirus here in Ontario happened this morning. So my hope is that galvanizes the populace, galvanizes the political class to make them realize that, oh yeah, right, people die of this thing. Oh wait, more people died of this thing than Ebola and SARS combined? Maybe we should take it seriously instead of dicking around with this, oh, we'll close down the places we go. Oh, we're rich. We don't go to retail joints. Who goes to retail joints? Probably no one. Lots of people, lots of elderly people. right? I've been saying all along, like, I could be asymptomatic standing in a retail environment. I serve the elderly all day long. Like, it doesn't take a genius to figure out how this is gonna go, right? It doesn't. I really feel like you have to be like a short-sighted sort of sociopath to not actually understand that, like, attempting to keep capitalism alive in this moment is going to really do massive damage to the society in big and unforgivable ways. I feel like what I'm watching right now is somebody attempting to, like, keep a structure from falling over when it's already fallen over. That it's in the midst of just collapsing. It's coming down, right? And they're standing there trying to keep it up. But the problem is that the foundations are rotten, and they've always been rotten. And now the structure you've built upon these rotten foundations can no longer hold it. And so it's collapsing under the weight of this absurd structure that you've built on top of this rotted foundation. I want the Liberals to shut everything down. Here's my 2-point procedure for how to deal with this. How any rational society should deal with this. Step 1, shut it down. Shut it down. Shut down all business, period. Unless it's an essential service, shut it down. Step 1. Step 2, pass the basic income. Forget this nonsense. Forget this idiotic simpering that's been going on. Well, oh, what do? What do you think we do? We give the resources to the people who need it. We don't bail out businesses that are designed to fail in the first place. We don't bail out banks that don't give a crap. We certainly don't do what they did in the States and give $1.5 trillion to Wall Street so they can flush it down a toilet, right? Anybody says to me from this day forward, how are you going to pay for that? I'm going to laugh in their face, spit in their drink. Like, are you kidding me? The government literally could print the money today. They could make it happen today. Anything we want to do. You want full debt forgiveness for all school, university debt, post-secondary debt, right? Done. It's done. And we could do it today. Not even tomorrow. We could do it today. You want a full-scale basic income across the entire nation? We could pull that switch. We could do it today. We already have it. It's called the child benefit. It's called the old age pension, right? And they work. And only an idiot would attempt to remove them. We know what basic income works. We know it functions. We know it's affordable. We know we can do it. We simply do not want to, because the idea of giving people the resources they need to survive is abhorrent to us. It's absolutely abhorrent that we allow people the freedom to live their lives and exist in the world without exploiting them or enslaving them. And this is exactly where we're at right now. And we're going to see very cleanly, based on this liberal response, what side they're going to fall on. My belief, of course, is that they're going to try and do what they always do, which is tuck their tail between their legs and cowardly simper before their corporate owners, and do some kind of half measure that sort of does it, but completely doesn't, and puts the burden directly where it always goes, which is onto the shoulders of the workers, right? Meanwhile, they'll bail out the corporate sector the way that neoliberals do because they're hacks, and everyone will suffer more, and these rich cocksuckers get richer. That's what I expect to see. Let's see if the liberals prove me wrong. I hope they do. I really hope they do. Have yourself a good one out there, guys.